We're live.
Hi.
We're live.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to us,
The Real Healthy You.
Welcome to our podcast, day
4
yes
of our
day
5-day challenge.
Yes, and one day left, so we're down to the
Mhm.
4th day.
Day. Actually, it's the end.
Well, after today, you're going into
heading
your
right into
4th
your
day of fast is tonight, right? So
Yeah, we're
because
going
Sunday night, no,
5th day.
Monday night you fasted.
Mhm.
What was our first day together? Fasted Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and today's your 4th fasting
Mhm.
night, and then tomorrow will be your last
Yep.
one. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome, amazing, and great. So we're really glad that you're here to hang out with us another time. Hopefully you had a good day off yesterday.
Yes.
Let's see. What do we need to say? First of all, we're just grateful that you're here because it means a lot that you're focusing on your health. You're willing to find out how to work that out, what your body needs, and figuring that out because people just don't know. We're not born knowing what to do about anything, right? If you pay attention to your body, like when you were kids, when you were kids, you kind of knew a lot about what to do when you were kids. I don't know why. The kids, they run around, they do stuff, and the parents, us, we come in and we're like, do this and do that. You need to eat. Come back here. I'm not hungry. You need to eat anyway. I don't care if you're not hungry. Eat it. Then you're at the table and you eat. I'm done. I don't want to eat. I don't care. You need to eat your food. You need your nutrients. You need your vitamins. And we would just
And you're not leaving until you do.
You got to eat your vegetables. You can't eat anything else. Oh my gosh. It was just.
It was fun though if you had a pet.
A pet?
A pet. If you had a dog.
What does that mean?
That you fed the dog. The dog got your food if you didn't want to sit there and eat it.
Yeah, especially under the table, right?
What?
You would just have the food. You'd be eating like this and like, yeah, and then like under the table.
Oh no,
that dog would be Smokey.
Oh no, that dog was good.
My dog name was Smokey.
Oh yeah. Oh, remember the other one?
No, Smokey. He wasn't in the house.
He was your better one. I know.
Smokey was in the house. He stayed in the
was.
House. He sat by the front door on a mat, on a rug, and he was always with us. Of course, he always gave us away when we played hide and go seek. I think I told somebody that already.
Yeah, because he would follow you all.
We play hide and go seek in the neighborhood, and Smokey, everybody always knew where me and my brother were, because Smokey was in there looking at us, right? And we'd be like, go away.
He followed you.
And he'd be and they'd be like, I know where you are. I can see Smokey over there. And I'm like, all right. Anyway.
And he ate well, too, because you only sucked all the meat. You sucked all the juice out of the meat, and the dog got all the rest of it.
Whatever. Anyway, so, we really have spent a lot of time teaching our kids to eat wrong, to be honest. And that's only because we were eating wrong and we thought we were doing the right thing by teaching it to our children. So this is not a blame or anything because we're in the same boat here.
Sure.
The FDA, the National Institute of Health, the Surgeon General, all these people telling us this is the way you need to eat. Follow the food guide pyramid, get your 5 fruits and vegetables, get in your, your breads and wheats and grains and all this. And we listened. And honestly, we very much listened. We as a country, United States, we listened. You know how I know we listened? Look at the statistics today.
That's right. It's really sad diet. But we listened, and a lot of it is it was good. A lot of it was good information. The problem was they weren't telling us how they were processing our food.
Well, they weren't telling us a lot of things, and in their defense, there's so much that we don't know about our bodies, and we learn and we understand things. Even now, look in anywhere and you'll see new development in how about the Nobel Prize in Science is some new discovery that they didn't know until 2 months ago or last year or something. So in their defense, there's going to be a lot of changes and growth, and we keep studying and learning. My issue is not that you didn't know. Okay. My issue is when you did know.
Yeah.
And even right now, right now,
Yeah.
And you're not saying nothing.
Yeah.
And some of it is, we have to wait for enough research. We have to wait for enough scientific whatever. I don't want to hear that. There are 2.7 million people telling you that when they do this is what their body does, and you're still going, I don't know. That's not fair. So that part is not fair. So thank God for the internet, and people can just come in and they can figure it out. They can follow people who know. They can see the research themselves like we do. I mean, we're not doctors.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see the research ourselves. We can dig in and we can find out. So thank God for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, oh, wait. Hi. Hi. Good evening, ladies. Hello.
How are you?
And hi, ladies. I see I have Dennis. Oh, that's going to be Monique. And Keith is here. Hi. Hi, honey. That's my husband.
Hi, honey. Her husband.
Hi. Anyway, so anyway, what we were saying is that, once you learn, you learn.
Yeah.
So.
Once you know better, you do better. And that's really a fact. Yesterday I spent some time with how it went for me yesterday was pretty good. But yesterday I spent some time with a neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a little younger than I am, but she knows when the food was, how it was prepared in her day, and how her mother and father, and how they went out to get the chickens and the eggs, and then everything on the land, and everything was clean and fresh, and what a difference it was in their eating. And how her young daughter now, she talks to, who's in her late 20s. Her late 20s. And what she does is she has conversations with her now about how it used to be. Because the young lady really is looking at her how she's eating now, and she's becoming so aware of it. She's really feeling good about learning all these things. And so now they got something to talk about. And her mother's so excited, telling her what the difference is. And the young lady really gets it. So we had a really nice conversation about how the food is processed now, and how man is feeding everything now, and God's, is just out of the loop now,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sad. It's sad, but it's good that we're noticing it, and that's the good part. Yeah, that's the good part, that we are noticing it.
So if you'll put in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling today? 1 is I'm just not feeling that good at all. And 10 is I'm feeling amazing, over the top. So for me, I'm probably going to say about, I usually hang out in the 8 range. And that's because I like to leave room for something.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
So if I said 10, I feel like
you're not reaching. Yeah, you're not reaching.
There should be room for a little bit more. So 8 to me is probably somebody else's 10. I don't know, but that's just me. Anyway. So I have an 8 over here also. See, we're the 8s.
Yay, 8.
Oh, all of us, we're all 8s. Excellent.
All right, good. Good job.
So what'd you do today? Did you fast today? And did it go okay today? So for me, I definitely fasted, and I would, I just want to share. I had to do some podcast stuff today. I had a lot of different things to do and work and everything. But because you guys we're together fasting together, I have actually been fasting a little bit longer. So I know I went in with the 16-8. I was going to do 16-8 and just do the intermittent fast. But as it were, my hormones have been acting crazy. So I know it's because of my age and menopause and different changes that are going on, not because of necessarily something I'm doing or not doing, but just the change that starts to happen just naturally. Yep. So I wanted to fast a little bit longer to try to get some hormone balance, to try to get my hormone receptors more receptive. What is the word I'm looking for? Not resistant, but
accepting, adapting.
Yes. To get them more sensitive and adapting to.
There you go.
Yes. So I wanted to get my receptors a little bit more sensitive to the hormones that they're getting, and just balance that off. So I've been fasting a little bit longer. So, I told you the other day that I ended up fasting like 30 hours, because I didn't want to eat after the webinar. I just went to sleep. So it added another, so 8 hours. And then in the morning I had class. So it added like 10, 11 hours. Yeah. So I figured, hey, I'm on a roll. I might as well roll with it. I got the people together. We're all together like a group. We're fasting. So with you guys on board, it's like, I'm just going to try to go a little bit more and, have the support of everybody. It's a good time, right? Absolutely. So I ended up doing a 36-hour fast, which I just ate before I came here. Like 8. I feel full. I feel happy.
You know what? You just brought to my mind. Maybe because I'm old now. I don't know what it is, but When I was younger, and that's something like that happened to me,
Yeah.
I'd swear I was going to die. I starved myself. I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
die. I have to eat. Oh my God, I didn't eat for 24 hours, or I didn't eat for, no, it ain't even that. I'm lying. I didn't eat for 4 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours. I'm going to die.
I know.
I got to eat. Oh, do you know I haven't eaten for 6 hours?
I know.
I got to eat.
Believe me, I know, because that's what you used to do to me. Like,
Okay.
I was, oh my gosh, especially in the summer, I just wouldn't want to eat. We were playing outside, and I just didn't want to. And she'd be like, "You need to eat. Sit down. You need to eat." And
I'm telling you.
oh my gosh, I don't want to eat. So I remember.
I thought I would just, literally our body couldn't handle it or
Something
something.
was going to happen.
Oh
exactly.
my God.
And she'd be like, "Jamie, you're going to be so unhealthy."
Oh,
She would be so in an uproar about it. But you know, it's so funny because that's the way it was. Everybody, you know, we were told you got to eat 3 meals a day. Get up, get your breakfast. If you don't, skipping breakfast is going to damage all this and that. It was just a lot.
And that was another big thing. You cannot skip breakfast.
Yes, exactly.
And it's funny too, because now as the years go, I like breakfast for dinner.
For sure. Oh yeah.
It's
We're all
so
about breakfast for
crazy.
dinner. What? Oh yeah.
It's so crazy.
Us and the kids and the family.
Oh my God. Oh,
for sure.
That's a feast.
Oh
right
yeah.
there.
Keith and I would get them kids wrapped around a
Oh,
circle,
come on.
and we would all have a blanket and have a picnic.
Oh yeah.
For sandwiches, or we'd have dinner with breakfast.
Yeah, it's
dinner.
Amazing. But anyway, what a difference.
So interestingly enough, with the breakfast, right? This is really interesting because decades ago, breakfast was what? Actually, put it in the chat. I'm not even going to tell you. Decades ago, if you said breakfast, what were you eating? What were you eating? Put it in the chat. What breakfast was? It was some specific something and something. What did you have for eggs?
Of course.
I'm not going to say it. So put that in the chat. But in the meantime, nowadays, that's not what breakfast is. Breakfast is not usually cooked unless you go out to a restaurant somewhere. Mm-hmm. At home, it's usually not. Usually you're grabbing something. Mm-hmm. If you're lucky, you're grabbing a piece of fruit or a smoothie, but you're probably grabbing a donut, a croissant, a muffin, a bagel, something in the carbohydrate family and probably in the processed family, to be honest. That's mostly what we're eating for breakfast these days. So do we get to keep saying, oh, you eat breakfast? I mean, it's not even healthy anymore for the most part. Mm-mm. But let's see. The most important meal of the day. Exactly. Cereal, eggs, and bacon. Thank you. It was either eggs and bacon because your parents made it for you almost every day, or it was cereal. And that was only when cereal came out, which was what, the 60s or something. It was like children's cereal full of sugar. That came out. Before that, it was bacon and eggs. That's what you ate. That's right. And that is, in fact, a healthy breakfast. Yep. So, and especially coming off the farm, like pasture-raised eggs, and everything was, anyway.
Yeah. Then they went to the cereal and started putting all the sugar in it. And now we're going to kill all the kids.
But but honestly, the sugar tasted good. And it was like, let's make the kids feel happy. Absolutely. Because the parents were making them have castor oil and having them eat stuff that was nasty, forcing them to eat this stuff. So it's like, let's make a nice cereal that kids will love.
That's true.
And that it was the sugar. And little did we know that it's poison.
Yeah. Now we got to get back to the castor oil, by the way.
Oh my gosh, don't do that. So anyway, it's really cool that, even now my kids, my family are all starting to learn about reading labels and what does that mean? And hey, this has this ingredient. Is that okay? I'm not sure about this, or just starting to understand and listen to their bodies. I mean, I remember recently my husband and my two of my sons did a 3-day water fast. What? It was like, what are you guys doing? You're doing a 3-day water fast. It was super cool. Of course, at the end, they were like, we need to break our fast. What are we going to do? Meanwhile, I'm in there making bone broth.
That's right.
getting their avocado.
That's right.
All of their, really super steamed broccoli and all the stuff to make them a little soup to drink. They were beside themselves.
That's right.
They did a good job. Good job, y'all. In the meantime, okay, so that's that. So we're still fasting. I assume everybody's still fasting in here. Do I see anybody telling me something? I almost broke my fast last night going to Bible talk at church with so much food there to smell and be tempted. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say my little church story. Okay, so I went. Our church had a Christmas
party. Yeah.
A Christmas party.
Yeah.
And it was potluck. Like, what church thing isn't potluck? Right?
Yeah,
But
that's
anyway,
true.
we had a spread, a long spread, and it smelled
Mhm.
delish. And it was
Mhm.
all these amazing
Mhm.
things. And
Mhm.
a lot of stuff that I could actually eat. It wasn't just a
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
stuff I couldn't eat. But anyway, I was fasting, like I told you. I was doing the 36 hours.
Yeah.
But because I had already been fasting around 28 or whatever by the time I went to the church thing. And I went in there, and to be honest, I wasn't even hungry.
No.
I'm not exaggerating. I did not even care that food was there. It was like all the way down the whole room of tables.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was not like,
Mhm.
I wish I could eat this
Mhm.
food. It was nothing like that.
Mhm.
I really could care less. I was just going around
Mhm.
fellowshipping. I had my water, and I didn't even care. And I'm saying that, I'm not bragging like, look at me. I'm not doing that. I'm saying it so you can understand that when you fast like you start getting into a fasting lifestyle
Mhm.
where you fast, like what you're doing right now, this might be a starting point for you.
Mhm.
It might be a middle point for you,
Mhm.
but you just keep going and adding fasting in different types and different moderations.
Mhm.
And it gets so second nature to
It
you
really does. Yeah.
that when you're in that zone of fasting, it's not those hunger
Mhm.
pangs you feel. And what you said, Monique, is real. Like, I remember feeling that way. I
Mhm.
totally remember
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
But that was before. And now
Mhm.
I don't even feel like that at all. And that's to
Mhm.
encourage you to know, the more you practice, those feelings you feel now, they're not the same at all.
But there's another good caveat to this. As you build that muscle, that fasting muscle, and you have that church thing going on or some event going on, you will work that fast around it.
Sure.
Where you can have that at that time and enjoy that. Well, I'm sure you'll choose the food you'll enjoy, but you'll enjoy it. You won't be fat. You won't be literally not eating. You'll be able to eat because you worked around that timing.
And that's real. That's a great point.
And that'll happen. That'll happen. You'll know it's going to be second nature.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I said I was doing 18.6. Okay. I was doing 18.6 or 24, whatever. I bounce around every day. And the reason I bounce around and I don't do less than 18 hours now, but that's not how it always was.
It's not always how it will be.
Right. So I generally do the 18-hour no matter what. But I notice I'll bounce. I'll do 20 one day. I'll do 24 one day. I'll do the 18 one day.
Or maybe even a 14 one day.
Well, not so much for me.
But you could.
But I could.
And
absolutely.
It would be metabolic flexibility.
Absolutely.
Totally work.
Absolutely work.
Yeah.
The difference with me is the reason I do 18 or 16 is because I'm naturally there.
Mm-hmm.
The difference, though, that makes it different for me is that I might eat earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's that doesn't happen a lot, but it happens. Like, I ate at 12 o'clock noon instead of 3 or 4.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? But then I'll go all the way to the next day and I'll still do that long fasting, but I'll eat a different time of the day.
Exactly.
Which gives that variation. It makes that stress and makes that balance when my body is handling it in a different time of the day. And you get so good at that. My goodness, it's just going to be natural.
Yes. So I wasn't hungry at the event last night. So it wasn't like I was suffering or giving up anything.
No.
So if I felt like, gosh, I really feel out of it. Like I feel like I'm not with everybody. I feel left out. I just really want to eat with everybody. If I wanted to do that, I completely could have done that.
Right.
It would not have ruined anything.
Right.
It would have been fine.
That's right.
Because then I could, tomorrow I can eat and then go on to a fast again the next day. It would be fine. You can definitely juggle for sure.
I hope you brought some food home for yourself. So when you broke your fast, you can have that food. You better think about it the next time. No. But see, the next time you'll be available to eat. You'll see.
She said, "Okay." Oh, I didn't even know that was going to be there. I was caught off guard.
Oh, okay.
God pulled me through. Philippians 4:13. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And Keith's saying, I ate before 7:30, so then you stopped eating, so you fasted all the way until the next day too.
That's
excellent.
Funny.
But that was, at the church thing. You ate first and then was like done.
Yeah,
Perfect.
then it was done.
All right. So we, people are still fasting. Some people actually have been talking to me, different people, or communicating with us saying that, they missed the fast starting with the 5-day fast.
Oh, right.
And they're asking like, when's the next one? Because I missed this one. When's the next one? And that's fine. I'm sure we'll do something else at some point. I don't know if we'll do another intermittent fast, or maybe we can do like a Q&A webinar where we do a Q&A where people can ask questions just about low carb and fasting in general.
But be aware, you got the Facebook community.
Yep.
You got questions you have, ask them.
Yep.
Get answers for them. Do your thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then get the answers to those questions that might come up. Well, what about, I noticed, but whatever, put it out there.
Exactly.
And so you're never going to be just on your own. You know what I mean? You'll always have the community, and then they'll join in also with you.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be so cool.
Yeah, do little sidebars.
Yeah, it'll be
but
so
also,
cool.
I really wanted to do like a 24 or 48 hour water fast. And so this was a nice foundation for that. So as we get into intermittent fasting, we'll be able to do some other longer fasts as we go along.
Some young lady said the other day, was it Fawini? Was that her name?
Mm-hmm.
She was 20 hours or something, or 21?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
21, 2, 2, 3.
Almost a day. That was
3 more hours.
Yep.
And she would have had a whole day. Now she could just do her regular fasting for a couple of days, and then one day in the next week or so, it'll just happen.
Yeah.
It'll be 24 hours before she even knows it.
Exactly.
Because your muscle, it just gets so powerful.
For sure. So for all of us fasters, so I see we have 100K. Hello. Eggs, bacon, toast. Yes, I forgot about the toast. Thank you for that. Yeah. Eggs and bacon and toast.
That is true.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you did today on your fast? Actually, not today. How about since you started? Like, how are you doing overall on your fast overall? 1 to 10. 1 meaning I haven't fasted at all. I just haven't. 10 being I'm really doing great on my fast. This is great. I definitely am going to say a 10 on that because I did more than I thought I would, and I feel really good about it. I don't feel all drained out at all. So we have a 9.9. Yes, especially after winning last night. Good job.
Yay. Yay.
A 10. Nice.
Yay.
What about you? Do you feel like you're just on a nice steady roll? No big blips in the scale.
No, every now and again I might feel a little. I can always. What I love about, especially fasting, what I love about is how in tuned I am.
Yeah. So
if I notice a little bit of an energy lapse or something, I get my electrolytes right here.
Yeah, you know what's happening. Yeah.
You need a little song. Okay, you're gonna get it. It's just like that, and then it's over.
And that's part of fasting. Like the more you fast, the more you recognize what's going on. You start observing different things, which is why it's really important to have some kind of journal or some kind of booklet or an app or something where you're kind of keeping up with what's going on in your body. So when I'm eating this way, this is how I feel. This is what happened after I ate this particular. I went out with friends and I overate that day and I noticed it felt like this or whatever, or I haven't eaten, I've been fasting. Maybe I'm fasting too long because my body's not adjusted yet because I noticed this or that. All of these things help you to learn your body. And, anyway, we'll get to the food and mood journal. Oh, that's a little spoiler alert. Food and mood journal.
Food and mood.
Coming your way. In the meantime, what is your why? So we're going to talk about some more benefits of fasting tonight to let you know what you could be getting out of this, because why are you fasting if there aren't any benefits, right? So we talked about what your why was on maybe the first day?
Yeah, that's important to know why you're doing this.
So if you'll put it in the chat, what is your why? Why are you fasting? Is it to lose weight? Is it to change your health condition? Maybe you have metabolic syndrome or diabetes or something. Maybe you want to just have a healthier, be healthier so as you age, you don't have all these health problems. That was
mine started with the diabetes. I was a diabetic, and I used to take insulin. A lot of people don't know that, but I used to take insulin in my belly. Oh God, I hated that. Anyway, I used to do that, and I was ashamed of that. I mean, because God, that's anyway. I had this thing, this diabetes. I didn't like it. I didn't. Um,
And it's
and
nothing to be ashamed. Everybody.
but I didn't.
You thought it was because
It's
you did something on purpose. But
plus, I had to take a needle in my belly. I didn't like that. That was
I got you.
God. That was awful. I had to do it myself.
Yeah, I could agree.
It ain't like you getting an injection in your arm and somebody's, Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so that was that. But so that's how my journey started when I started realizing diabetes was a processed food disease, and it really is.
Yeah.
And when I stopped that, and I mean, just went right into the low carb. It wasn't even 3 weeks before the difference became, and I haven't been a diabetic for years now, but it took probably between 3 and 6 weeks before it just diminished.
Yeah.
And of course, I was all good. Mm-hmm. So then I knew how to control it.
Right.
Because right now I could be a diabetic again.
Yeah.
I could go right back to it because that's what it is. It's a processed food disease.
Nice. Yeah. That's
all I have to do is eat the processed foods again.
Yeah.
Okay. And all the crap. I can just do that right now and bring the sugar all the way back up again.
I mean, it'll take a while, though. It's not going to just happen overnight.
Well, you'd be surprised.
I mean, your sugar will go up overnight, but the whole oxidation
and
the damage will
take
a minute. Yeah, because you've been clean so long that it's going to take a while to damage that again. But it definitely can go back that way.
So my why is health. I want to be able. I'm not going to live longer. I know that. God already has when I'm going, and I love that, and I want to be with Him. And Jesus, pray for me. Thank you. However, I want to be able to live healthfully.
Yes. Right. And that's kind of my reason too, is because I want the insides to, like, how people like, oh, I just want to look, I want my body to look good. I want to look good.
No.
I get it. We all want to look good.
Yeah.
But what does your pancreas look like?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question.
Yeah.
I want a cute liver, and I want a cute.
That's right. And I want the liver to know I love it.
And I want a cute.
And I'm taking care of it. That's right. That's right. And I want God to know I want to give Him glory. Thank you, Father, for creating me.
And taking care of our temples.
So
for sure. So the why is important. To get closer to God and be more healthy as I age, and preventive care. Nice.
That's it.
Change my health and change my health because you're going to age and you want to age healthily. Nice. So a few of the benefits that people, like I said, people have been reaching out and telling between these different webinars. So I'm speaking on behalf of a couple other people. And it was, some of their whys were diabetes control.
Mm-hmm.
It was weight loss.
Yep.
Assist with mental well-being, and like mental health issues to help with that. Yeah. And to balance hormones.
Yes.
So those were some of the things that people, I know there's a lot of whys, but those were some that they told me about.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting when they say that because, balancing your hormone, getting your cortisol down, and just stress. I mean, there's so much stress that it affects your hormones. Yeah. And the cortisol is rising in your body, and all of this is causing damage and oxidation, especially when it's chronic stress.
Yeah.
And it could be positive stress too. Like you get a raise and you move into a new position, you get a promotion, and it's like, yay, but it's still like, oh gosh, now I got to do all that. It's still stress, how you handle that and how your body manages that. And then there's like menopause. That's going to cause hormonal imbalances as well. So so those are good whys. So what do we want to talk about first is ketosis. So when
ketosis.
First start intermittent fasting, you're trying to get your body towards ketosis.
Yes.
So and
it's not keto.
Well,
people think that keto diet. That's right, but they're relating keto to the diet. It is not a diet. It is a condition that you get into from eating low carb. It's called ketosis.
Yeah. And
what you really want to get there, you want that to be your ultimate goal, and you want to do that in and out. You don't want to always be in ketosis. You want to be able to have the body to adapt and go into ketosis faster each time.
Right.
And that's the same with the muscle that we're using when we fast.
Right.
But getting into ketosis means basically you're fat burning.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing. You don't need the glucose. Remember now, we make our own glucose. Our body makes it. So we're fine with that. We don't need to add no glucose to our body so that we don't use the fat. And when you're not in ketosis, you're not using the fat. The fasting is such a great way of doing that, of being able to get into some ketosis. And that is a good thing, especially if you're doing your fast longer, then you're in ketosis.
Right.
Like you're there, you know.
Well, just to get in at when you first start fasting, depending on how long you're fasting, it takes a while for the body to switch. There are people, lots and lots of people, who have never switched.
Yeah.
Their body has never been in ketosis, ever.
No.
Because you can't get into ketosis if you have glucose. If you're eating
sugar,
glucose, you can't get into ketosis.
No.
So the average person eats all day. And so when were you going to get in ketosis? You're not. Because you have to be away from the sugar and away from the insulin response long enough for the body to switch over to this other mechanism called
survival.
Ketosis.
It wants
ketones,
which
instead,
because the body wants to survive.
Right. So if you've never been in ketosis and you have a high sugar diet, high carbs, standard American diet, it could take you a while, like days or even up to a week, to switch metabolically from burning glucose to burning ketones. Because the liver has to make the ketones. The body first has to be like, hey, where's the food? Are we eating? Wait, what? You're not eating? Oh, I'm mad now. So now you're going to get a headache. You're going to maybe feel nauseous. What are some of the keto flu symptoms?
You're going to feel nauseous. You're
going
to
get irritable.
Yeah, maybe low energy for a minute.
Yeah, digestive issues. You might have digestive issues, upset stomach.
I just don't feel well.
Yeah.
Whatever that is for you.
Yeah.
You'll get all of that.
Brain fog. You could also have, spasms, muscle spasms, cramps, lots of things that are, your body's basically angry. It's like, where's the sugar you've been giving me my whole life?
That's
I need
right.
you to give it to me right now.
I'm addicted to it and I want it. And how come you're not?
It's addict behavior for real.
And God, tell me something. Why are you wanting me to be healthy now? I don't like it.
Yeah, it's like the body will crave and it will shake you like, give it to me right now, like an addict, like give it to me. So you'll feel all these symptoms, sleep issues, even having body aches, lots of stuff because your body wants sugar. But when you deny the sugar, the first day it's going to get mad. The second day it's like, by the third day it's kind of like, wait, what's happening here? I need
this
some
person
energy.
Is serious.
I need energy. You're dragging around. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And every bit of you wants to just eat sugar. Every bit of you. So, but if you hold off, then what'll happen is the body will say, fine.
Because guess what? The brain loves ketones.
Yes.
It really does.
Yes.
And now it'll start performing. It'll go right to the fat storage. And believe me when I tell you, people used to, they used to say to me, why are you so happy? They didn't know it wasn't happy. I was very happy. I'm always happy, but I'm joyful. I was energized.
Yeah.
When you are fat adapted, trust me when I tell you, that energy starts from the beginning all the way to the end of the day. And believe it or not, it doesn't keep you up. It doesn't keep you up. It allows you, when you hit the pillow, it allows you to just relax and go to sleep.
Right.
And if you get a good sleep, now you're even more energized when you get up in the morning because the fat storage is where you're getting all the energy now.
It's true. And it's a level clean burn energy.
Clean burn, that's the key. There's no smoke like it is with the glucose.
Yeah. So once you get past that, you may hear it called the keto flu.
Right.
Sometime carnivore flu or just different names like that to say when you're transferring, when you start reducing the carbs and you transfer from glucose burning metabolism to fat burning metabolism, that transfer.
Mhm.
And there's no one size fits all at all
Mhm.
on this. Okay. It depends on where you started.
Mhm.
Were you like super high sugar addict really
How
bad?
toxin you are. Yep.
Yeah, you might want to take it slower because the keto flu will be more hardcore for you
Mhm.
because the transition is so extreme.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're pretty, level anyway, yeah, I'm a sugary, but not too bad. The transition could be a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
If you're more healthy,
Mhm.
it's like all these pieces to it. But it, like I said, once it's over,
Mhm.
it's over.
And the good part is, don't give up.
Yeah.
Know that those symptoms means you're heading
In that direction.
That's right.
That's a good point.
Know that.
Mhm.
Feel good about that. Wow, I'm going through it. Here's my flu. I'm going through the keto flu. Oh God, it's going to be over in a few days. Oh yes, that means I'm going to be soaring.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
The energy, you're not even going to believe yourself.
Right. And it's really true that it's good that you know that. Like I didn't really know that so much in the beginning. And just when you start feeling dragging, like, I feel like I need to sit down. Like I feel, it's almost like, how sometimes if you don't eat
Mm-hmm.
and then your head gets kind of light and you feel kind of
Mhm.
like somebody give me a glass of orange juice.
Mhm.
And I just need to
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
wake myself
Mhm.
up.
Mhm.
That's the sugar drug, by the way.
Mhm.
But yeah, you don't realize. So when you start feeling like that, like,
Mhm.
this is terrible. You get that heart palpitations and all that.
Mhm.
Like, what is happening?
I got to eat.
It's because you are going through that keto transition.
Right.
And if nobody tells you that,
Mhm.
and you start feeling that way, like who's not scared? Like you
Mhm.
feel afraid, like
Mhm.
I'm going to pass
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
doing something bad to myself right now.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
scary.
Yep.
You have to know that that's what's happening.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a tip. When you feel that way, go get your Himalayan salt.
Yes.
Go get your Redmond real salt.
Yeah.
And I say Redmond real salt particularly because that is the only salt, believe it or not, that has all the nutrients in it and it's in the right place, the minerals and stuff. So, but either way, whatever, the pink salt,
Himalayan.
the Himalayan pink salt, the Redmond real salt, or if you're going to do a sea salt, get that, put that in a container of water, sip on it. Don't just drink it. Just sip on it. Sip on it. And another thing that'll help you, right? And you'll get and it'll start working you back into your energy. Will start coming about. And the other thing, yeah. And no, energy. The energy. That's what they used to say.
Energy.
I got energy. But anyway, the other tip is make sure you have in your pantry some virgin coconut oil.
Yeah.
Or some organic avocado oil. Mm-hmm. Or some organic ghee. And when you feel that, you just take 1 tablespoon of that. It's good
MCT
fat.
Oil.
It's the good fat, or MCT oil.
Yeah.
It's the good fat. You put that in there and it'll be perfect.
That will give you another little.
It'll give you another little, that's right, to get you through those few days that you have to get out of that flu.
Absolutely. That's really
See, I didn't know all that. And when I learned that and I saw it worked, that was, oh my God. And then that's what I tell everybody now. So do it.
That's
do
amazing.
it. At least you got those 2 tips.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. So that's the whole deal with ketosis. So if you have a ketone meter, which if you all, those who are intermittent fasting now, and you decide, I think this is it for me. Like I see that this is what I want to keep doing it more and more and growing in it and working on it. You might go ahead and get yourself a ketone meter. So we talked the other day about a glucose meter, blood glucose meter. And then there's also one that's called a ketone meter. Mm-hmm. And that one measures ketones.
Yes.
And so you can get one like you have the one.
I have the Keto Mojo. Yeah, I have the Keto Mojo.
So the Keto Mojo is.
It looks like this.
It's both.
That's it.
Ketones and glucose.
Yeah.
I have mine separate. I have the ketone meter, which is a small one, smaller than that. And then I have a glucose meter. But you might want to invest. They're not super expensive. I mean, this might be $30 or something for the one by itself.
Then you have the blue is just ketone strips, and the brown is your glucose. So you measure both of them.
Right. And so you might want to invest in getting those things. You just get them online or whatever, and You can get the glucose meters in stores like pharmacies everywhere because, 2 out of 3 people have diabetes. And
Mhm.
I'm sorry to have to say this, but the money that is being made on everything, a whole industry has propped up around diabetes.
Mhm.
So the supplies, the
Mhm.
doctor
Mhm.
visits, the
Mhm.
foods that are
Yeah.
being made, like a whole industry.
Yeah.
So don't think that they're going to come out and tell you that you don't have to have diabetes. They're not going to say that.
Mhm.
So you can get a diabetes meter at any pharmacy anywhere, and probably insurance will pay for some or most of it.
Yeah.
But the ketone meter you cannot. So you do have to order that elsewhere. They're not usually in stores. You'll have to go online. But anyway, it'd be worth having it. So when you get
go on Amazon also.
yeah, they're really cheap. So the ketone 0.5 is your number. So if you are 0.5 or more,
You're in ketosis.
Yes, in your meter. So we'll show 0.5 millimoles. Millimoles is the measurement. 0.5 and up, you're in ketosis. And then 0.5 all the way to 3.0. That's ketosis. That's in and out of ketosis.
Yep.
So you're going to get all the great benefits when you're in ketosis. So when we think about when you're actually in ketosis, so you can measure yourself 0.5 to 3, you're in. But after a while, you get so used to what it feels like to be in ketosis that you probably know you are or not. You don't even have to. At a certain point, it's like, I don't even have to measure it. You'll get to a point you're like, I bet I'm in ketosis right now. I bet I'm in like low 1s or a 2. And you'll prick that. 1.8. You'll get so used to how it feels. You have that like that ketone breath. It's like a sweetie kind of breath that smells a little different. It's you'll feel this feeling of well-being when you're in ketosis. Yeah. It feels like peace because you're balanced inside your body in such a different way in the clean burning of the fat. No hunger. No. When you're ketosis, you're just not hungry. I shouldn't say that. You're mostly not hungry. You're going to be hungry at some point because you have to eat, but it won't be the hunger pangs and constant hunger. It'll be once in a while, like, I think I'm a little hungry. It'll be kind of like that.
You know what I do? I don't even do that anymore. I'm sure I did, but now I just say, what do I want to eat today? Yeah. That's how good it is. Yeah. What do I want to eat? What do I want to eat today? And I'll go in the freezer and I'll pull something out in the morning. And whenever that time comes of the day, it's all ready to run. But it's almost like, you know what? I haven't had that in a while. That's what I'm going to have. Yeah. And you're thinking 10 hours ahead of time, but you solved it. It's over. And then you just go about your day. Yeah. And when that time comes to eat, it just happens. Yep, and you're not even struggling about it at all. I'm telling you, you're gonna just you also love do get it. More energy, more brain focus. When you're really focused, your brain is sharp, and all of this tells you you're in ketosis. The weight loss, all of that tells you I'm in ketosis. Now, that weight loss thing, remember now, it's not a weight loss program. It really isn't. But I mean, that's not what it's made for. That's right. But it happens because what we're doing, we're not eating as much. We're eating good food. We're doing low carb. We're doing all the great things, and eventually, weight is going. Especially at the beginning, you're going to lose right away. If you gave up sugar, you're going to lose it anyway. Yeah, for sure. So I mean, there's certain things, but for me, I want to be healthy inside because eventually, I'm going to get to where I'm supposed to be. Right. And that's coming down little by little. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to come. Yeah. It's about being healthy. Yeah, let it run its course. That's right. For sure. So when you first get into ketosis, you do lose weight right away. And that's a lot of water weight because insulin retains water. Yeah. So as you stop spiking insulin, all the water just comes out. Yeah. So you're going to lose a lot that way. But then once you get into ketosis, you'll start to get a nice balance, like a maintained balance. So then what about autophagy? That's my favorite. Autophagy is like ketosis on steroids. Oh, that's my favorite. 2.0. Yeah. When I learned about autophagy, I got so excited because remember now, we've got billions and billions of cells. And if you're not feeling well, and if you're ill or you got diseases, you got autoimmune, lots of people got fibromyalgia, people don't understand why they have all this. and and why they have it is because all their cells, all them cells in them, we call them zombie cells.
Or
They're called senescent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Senescent or zombie cells. What happens is the cells get inflamed. That means the hormones cannot go in. The hormones that God gave us to heal us and to keep us well can't get in the cell. It's all inflamed, the cells. So now they die. The cells are no good. So what you have is now when you get into ketosis and now you're fat burning instead of glucose, what happens is the cells, they die. And when you get into ketosis, they go away and new cells come in. It's called autophagy. So now the only thing you got to do, and this is the easiest part of all, and it could be the hardest part, is that when your cells go away and those bad cells get out of there and all your new cells come in to introduce themselves to you, don't eat them bad again. Don't do that. Don't go ahead and give them the same old crap you always been giving them because that's how they're bad to begin with, because they're all inflamed. Don't do the same thing. So because you're learning this journey and you're doing better, you know better and you're doing better, your cells will give you benefit. The new cells will give you benefit better than it used to be. So just be aware that autophagy is old cells going away. They're just dying away and being tucked. You're flooding them out with the water and all that. They're just being, what do you call it? Detoxed. And the new ones are coming in.
Right. And also
that's autophagy.
Sick cells that replicate, like cancer does.
Oh my God!
It's like a cell that gets damaged and deformed, or it stops being what it's supposed to be. So it's some kind of mutant cell or something, and it's cancerous.
It's in there.
So the cancerous cells, they're replicating themselves, and the more sugar you eat, the more glucose those cells get, the more they replicate.
That's right.
Cancer loves glucose.
That's right.
Loves it. So if you starve those cells of glucose, they die. Literally, they die.
Literally.
And so if they die, they can't replicate themselves. And so what happens is when you fast for these longer periods of time, so autophagy, you're not going to get into autophagy with this intermittent fast. This is when you get up. You can start, well, let me put it this way.
A little bit.
It introduces.
Yes.
Like it starts to.
You'll have a little bit.
You walk over the threshold of autophagy.
Yeah.
Like around.
You'll have a little bit. Yeah.
12, 13, 14, 15, like in that range. You're kind of getting over the threshold. But the longer you fast, the more it starts ramping up.
There you go.
So if you get, anywhere between, 36 to 72 hours, you are in like big autophagy.
There you go.
Like a lot's going on in a really good way. A lot of cleaning up's going on. And the cells that are damaged are starving. So by 3 days, what is it? 2 days, 3 days?
The third day.
They're starving.
The third day.
They're dead.
It's autophagy overload.
They're dying.
They're gone.
Yeah. Okay, autophagy. I'm going to spell it for you. I'm going to put it
AU
in the chat for you. So yeah, it's autophagy. Autophagy.
That's right.
Autophagy. So the autophagy, when it kicks in day 2, day 3, those cells that are damaged, that are dead now, they can't replicate. Now here comes the immune system. Here comes the body saying, hey, clean up. We don't have any food. We need to use the fat on your body. Let's use all this up right here. Let's use up all this stuff. Let's use up the thigh. Let's use up all this stuff.
Especially your belly.
But then there's fat around your organs too, potentially.
That's right.
So that's what goes first. The body knows enough to say, get this fat away from my organs. So that will go even before the rest of you. So you'll be in autophagy and you're like, how come I'm not losing this fat on my body? How come it's not going away? You said autophagy eats the fat on my body. Well, it's going to start with the inside because the body knows the organs are important. It's not going to care about the fat on your thighs right now. I know you do. We do.
I know.
But no, it's the liver, the kidney, like what is happening? Get this away from my heart. Get all these fats out. So they'll eat those. It will eat all these senescent cells and old cells who've done their job for many years. They're just old. Y'all can go. And they will recycle all of that and use it for energy. And then what happens when you get out of autophagy and you go back to eating, you refeed, you start eating again, and you start breaking your fast, the brain goes, hey, we got some food now. I knew I got a signal from you that you were missing a whole bunch of cells. We'll make some more. So then when you start refeeding, all the stem cells, they start going down to the places that were all cleared out. So that's how you end up with these new original virgin cells that come into where the old demented, deformed,
all the
mutant, diseased, cancerous, all those cells get gone.
Yeah.
And this is why the research is so profound that says if you fast, okay, and there's lots of different ones now. If you fast, there's one of them that if you fast one time for over 72 hours, one time, it reduces your risk of cancer by 80 to 90%. One time.
That's right.
Did you? One time. I'm not saying one time a week or a month. One time.
Can you see why? But can you see why that makes sense?
Yeah.
Now that you know what autophagy is, imagine one time autophagy taking away all them cells that have been damaged in, what do you call that? The mutant in, the zombies. But you said how that, well, anyway, all of them are gone. Cancer is for years in you before it shows up. Nobody should have cancer. I'm sorry. Nobody should have cancer.
Don't say that, because almost nobody. Almost nobody. Because there's always a few, just almost nobody.
Well, there's always a few, but if you know how this body works.
Other things.
Oh yeah, because that starts. Yeah, it starts bad, but
but most people shouldn't.
No, it should not. All you got to do is, and that's why they're doing the cancer things now, where they got people fasting all the time now, because they're trying to get them out, get that cancer stuff out of there, and that goes for everything, you know.
Yeah,
that goes for every disease, disease. But anyway,
But it's kind of like if you go clean your house. If
that's what it is.
Spring
cleaning
cleaning. You know how you do spring cleaning. You don't usually do spring cleaning in one day. Not usually, because it's spring cleaning. It's like that deep taking, getting in the So you'll take several days, and maybe you'll dig in or go on one level clean, and then the next day it's like, let me go to the next level, and then I'm getting brushing, I'm digging in between, and it's like layer on layer on layer. Think about that as autophagy, right? So the first time you do it, it cleans the biggest amount. It's not going to do everything, but it reduces your risk so much because it cleans so much of the big stuff out of the way. Then you go back in again. So maybe you do it once a year, twice a year.
Yeah.
And depending on how sickly you are and how damaged you've become, there are people who fast once a month, like a 2 or 3 day fast, the autophagy fast once a month, because there's so much damage going on and they're healing and repairing. So all of this stuff, you can decide where you're at. And you can start bit by bit getting in there and cleaning up and a lot of it too is toxins. It's not always just what you're eating. There's so many toxins that we're exposed to, and we need to help push those out as well and keep our immune system strong, because if your immune system's not strong, what is it supposed to do? It's too weak to do anything. So fasting helps with all of these things. So
absolutely.
I mean, that's just real. So all right. So anyway, that was autophagy. So what else do we got? We have some other cool things that we're talking about. What is another benefit?
For me, the big benefit is that, well,
there's a lot of them, but
there's a lot of benefits, but the biggest one is for me is to clean up my house. Just clean it. Yeah. Clean it out of there.
All right. So let's talk about the next one. What's the next one? The next one is, after autophagy, it is
stem cells.
Hunger.
Oh, hunger. Oh, okay.
Fasting combats hunger.
Absolutely.
Because it deals with that whole sugar addiction.
Yep.
The sugar addiction has to be dealt with, y'all.
Yep. Yep.
And fasting deals with that right away. And you know what? If you have a high sugar addiction, you might find it difficult to even do this fast. It's intermittent. So if you're struggling towards the either end of your fasting window, like if you get up in the morning and it's like, I just really want to eat, like I don't want to wait for my fasting window to open.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
when it's closed, you just want to eat before bed. Like it's just, if it's doing that to you, that's sugar addiction. So you might want to think about, what are you eating that's sugary, high carb, what's going on with that? And then you might want to start replacing some of those things bit by bit. Coffee is a great place to start. If you're a coffee drinker, or soda, you can start right there, because that is a high ticket item. Like you can reduce a lot of sugar in coffee and soda, or juice, like drinks, right? We get way too many carbs and sugar from drinks, even smoothies, guys. I hate to throw smoothies under the bus, but even fruit smoothies, there is so much sugar in a fruit smoothie. Let me just go on a rant about that. You watch the person make your fruit smoothie. If you go to one of these smoothie places, right? And they'll go and, like, you ask for a peach surprise or something, or a peach mimosa loving green grass, whatever. And they go and they take 2 peaches and they put it in there. And then they put in an apple, or half an apple, or whatever. And then they put in maybe some greens, probably, kale or spinach or something. But then they put in maybe some juice, apple juice, orange juice, or whatever. And you're asking yourself, if they took all those pieces out the smoothie and put it on a plate in front of you and said, here, eat this, would you sit down and eat it all? I hear crickets. No, nobody's eating 2 peaches, an apple, 10 grapes, whatever, apricot, whatever, and then drinking 8 ounces of all at one time. Nobody is doing that. So in fact, the smoothie, getting it all into you, what they're telling you is, we're going to give you a day's worth of your vitamins and minerals from fruit, because you need that. But what they're really doing is they're inundating your liver all at one time. I didn't know this either, so I'm not telling you something like I know all this. I was a fruit head. I ate fruit by the, handfuls, 5, 6, 8 fruit. I ate a lot of fruit and drank a lot of fruit. And it was 100% fruit juice. Had to be 100% fruit juice. But still, you're drinking 8 ounces. That's way too much sugar at one time. And let me tell you why. Fructose is the sugar found in fruit. Fructose. And fructose can only be metabolized by your
liver.
Now, glucose, on the other hand, can be metabolized by any cell in the body can handle it. But fructose, it's all up to Mr. Liver, or Mrs. Liver in this case.
That's right.
So the liver is being inundated with fructose and overworked, and it's having to process all that fructose. This is not good for your liver at all. Because the fact is, if you were eating naturally, you would go to a tree, you'd take a piece of fruit and eat it.
And you'd be done.
You might even eat 2. But guess what? In 3 months, that fruit's no longer available. It's gone. You won't be eating that fruit anymore because it's too cold, the temperature changes, or the season changes, or another fruit arrives. So all of these things we're doing is hurting us. It's really not what we should be doing. So I'm not a proponent of smoothies, unless you can figure out how many carbs and keep it down to something normal. It might be a shot, really. Not those big, it might be like a shot to give you some vitamins and some good boost without all that fructose, sugar, and carbohydrates. So that's my rant about that. What else?
I'm glad you got that out, Jay, because I totally agree with you, and I'm not going to talk about all of the bad fruits either.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah,
so that was like, for me, the whole mind blowing.
Yeah. Well, when I learned it, and I was sad, I was very sad about it, because we as parents were going to the grocery store, getting the Sunny Delights. We were going and getting our orange juice, cartons of orange juice, not even realizing that you're giving them a glass of orange juice or half a glass of orange juice. How many oranges in that? Is it, 5, 10 oranges? What are you doing? Pure fructose? And then chemicals? To process it in there?
Preserve it.
And we're giving it to the kids. Here, baby. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Give it to ourselves.
Pure fructose.
We just don't know.
Overload.
Yeah. We just don't know.
My God.
And so all that damage happens, and now the liver is struggling it starts to have issues with oxidation and toxin and just all sorts of things. So
And that's why the manufacturers now make children's foods, because they know they're sugar addicted. And they put in all of that. Oh my goodness, it's just terrible. But anyways, that's another story.
it really is you didn't know what you didn't know. I mean, there's no judgment here. There's no, hard words. It's nothing.
No.
It's just like mind blown when you
That's right.
realize, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do, and I'm just
That's right.
killing myself.
That's
What is
right.
going on?
And we all did it too.
Yeah, and that's why we're here. Not because we're somehow on the other side of we know what. No, it's like we realize this, and now we want to say, hey, sound the alarm, wake up, look what's happening.
I know.
So we can all know.
Yeah.
So the last thing we're going to talk about is energy.
Oh, the energy.
Your favorite
I know.
energy.
Energy. I love my energy. I love that part the most.
Well, energy is an awesome side effect of intermittent fasting.
It used to scare me at first, because I'm saying, why am I so energized? Because you notice it.
Yeah.
It's a notice. It's not something that just sneaks up on you. It's like you wake up one day, after a few days, you go through that period of fluid stuff, and you wake up and it's there. It's just there.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
so
like,
funny.
when does it ever go away? Oh no, God, I'm still, oh my goodness. Oh, and it's 3 o'clock. Oh no, 6 o'clock. Oh no, 9. Where's it? It's not it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. So,
it just goes just like that.
So when you're intermittent fasting, it may take this energy, again, it depends on where you're at metabolically, where you are health-wise, and how long you've been fasting. So just don't throw it out if you don't. Some of these benefits you may not see straight away. Like they said this and they said, like you're on your journey, and just keep moving through. And these things will, bit by bit, the layers will keep unfolding, and you'll start to develop and see some of these things. But if your energy is low, like when you first start intermittent fasting, you're kind of dragging a little bit. Like Mom said, the sea salt in the electrolytes will help with that. Also, water. Make sure you're drinking water. Don't drink, the whole big thing of water, like the big 100 ounces of water.
You don't need all that water,
because you'll flush out all of exactly what you're trying to keep. Remember, the reason you're feeling this way is because you don't have enough trace minerals. And you don't have enough electrolytes.
Right.
So if you drink all that water, whatever you have will be flushed out. Because what happens? You pee in every, half an hour or something, right? Yeah. So all of that goes out. So don't do that. Instead, just sip. Like, you just keep sipping throughout the day to keep, keep yourself revived. Also, eat nutrient dense. When you finally have an eating window, eat until you're full. Like, really eat some good nutrient dense foods that are going to really give your body something to work with, so that when you are fasting, it's like, okay, let me pull out these reserves that you had for me, right? And then get good sleep. Sleep really has a big connection to your health, is getting good sleep.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to say about that?
No. Sleep is very important, because that's when you're healing.
Yeah.
That's when you're healing. So.
That's when your body gets to turn off again and chill. All right. So we are winding down, and we hopefully gave you a lot of good stuff to think about the benefits and why it's worth pushing through on this fast.
There is one thing, though, I just want to pass along. If you are measuring your glucose or your ketones, if you are going to do that in the morning when you get up, wait at least an hour. Don't do it right away, because your cortisol and your glucose is rising. That's what's waking you up.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't want to take that. You don't want to take that at that time, because it's rising. The glucose and the cortisol.
Right.
So you want to relax. You want to give it about 45 minutes or an hour to relax. It's got you up now. You're all set. Blah, blah, blah. And now you could take it. You'll get a better reading.
I'm really glad you said that.
You get a better reading.
It's called the dawn effect.
Yes.
And it's that when you wake up, your glucose levels are high, just to kind of get up, and everything's like get up. Yeah. And so even though you feel like me in the morning, like I don't want to get up. Yeah. It's just not because I don't have energy. It's But anyway, once you get up and you get dressed and you walk around a bit, then after 45 minutes or an hour, that's an excellent point. Then
and that's a good time you can say, thank you, Jesus, or thank you, God,
for getting me up.
There you go.
Exactly. So tomorrow is our last day of live webinar, but it doesn't have to be your last day to intermittent fast or fast at all. It can be the beginning of your lovely fasting lifestyle. And to help with that, we do have a book that's called Life Changes Fast. And this is the cover. It's an ebook. So you're going to be able to download this ebook. You can purchase it at any time. You can download it, and it has fasting plans, 4-week fasting plan, and it will take you day by day through what to do in your fast. Here's like a sample. You will see, on a certain days, this is the fasting cycle. Here's what you're going to do, and it will work you through slowly but surely 4 weeks of fasting. It's a 3 different levels. So absolute beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So with this one book, you can get all 3 levels, and you can use them to grow through into fasting and making it a fasting lifestyle. So hopefully this will help you to feel like you got a good launch, and then you can carry on in your fasting journey.
Absolutely.
And the other thing we have for you, especially since you're on the webinar and on our Facebook group and in our podcasts and such, is we have a food and mood journal.
I love that.
This is our Real Healthy You
Food and Mood
journal. And this is a 90-day journal that's going to take you on your health journey. And it's going to break down all sorts of things in your health journey.
Yeah.
All sorts of places to think about taking measures for, whether it be what you ate, how you felt, what your spiritual struggles might be, some things about your statistics, maybe your glucose, are you exercising, what are you doing? And it comes all together to help you to track and understand and learn your body. So we're going to be getting some links out to you so that you'll be able to purchase these things. And the Food Mood Journal will be bundled for you, so you won't have to pay extra. It'll be super cool. So we're excited to share that with you and help you on your health journey. Yes.
I'm excited with that Food and Mood Journal because you do that for a while and you go back and look and see where you started and where you are.
Yeah.
And then you say, wow, I cannot believe that I did this. It's just, that's the part I like about the going back and looking.
And it does have pages it has weekly analysis pages to go back and kind of reflect and see what's going on with yourself. So it is really, it's really uniquely designed to specifically pull out certain things and to reveal certain things. So I'm really excited about that. So
good.
We will get those out to you. In the meantime, check out our podcast at The Real Healthy You and keep learning and finding out about your own body. And our Facebook group, get on there.
Share with others and encourage and get encouraged. Absolutely.
Yep. So tomorrow's the last day. You can feel free to tell a friend, 7:30, and we are going to round it out with a few more benefits of intermittent fasting, as well as seeing where you're at. And if there's any questions that you have that you just really need some direction on, we will make sure we take care of that as well. So let me look and make sure there was no question here that I didn't answer, just to make sure I caught everything. Excellent. All right. Well, that's that. And we will see you tomorrow night. And in the meantime, keep going to take
your temple back.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.